Does the noble lady acknowledge the problems of mission creep? The original aims may well have been worthy, but when we, for example, talk about training days, I think that the problem is, or at least my concern is, that the content of those training days can breach impartiality rules. And in fact, there's been, and I won't go through it now, well-documented instances of, for example, the fight against racism being turned into the campaign for Black Lives Matter, which are two very different things. So is there any concern at all about any politicisation or dangers? And the second question is, one of the things that we discussed in the Employment Rights Bill was attendant to the equality to this particular duty has been a huge increase in HR. It's really the fastest growing industry in the UK, sadly, and largely that's been to try and interpret this equality duty, and it's led to a wide range of activities maybe never envisaged by the Equality Act originally.
I'm grateful for Lady Fox just mentioning those things. I'm not quite sure what the questions are, but I think I can say quite clearly that I don't see a direct line between the public sector equality duty and Black Lives Matter. What I see with Black Lives Matter was black people being treated very poorly and some killed because it wasn't working properly. It wasn't working properly just because it existed. It wasn't working properly because the police were not operating, avoiding discrimination and fighting discrimination. The point about the increase in HR, I mean, you know, I think those of us who are perhaps behind on our fire safety assessments might get concerned about that. But actually, each organisation must assess what it needs to do for all its members of staff. And one of the things that I do keep saying to the Minister is, please don't just train specialist staff in things like violence against women and girls. It has to be throughout. Why does it have to be throughout? Because of the equality issues and all the points that were raised by the noble lords who've spoken, and indeed Lady Cash earlier on, about women being much more likely to be victims of serious crime. So that's why we need it, because it is absolutely underpinning everything that the police do.